Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas Day 10, the 9th of December, and it is Advent time. So let's start with the tea Advent calendar as usual. You never know, I might mix it up one day. Number 9, here we go. Okay, award-winning apple and cinnamon perfection in a cup is what this one says. So this is apple strudel. It does definitely smell very apple pie-ish. So caffeine free, with or without milk, 4+ minutes brew time. Looking forward to that later. Okay. Door's getting in the way. There we go. Okay, so nice warm cup of tea for later on, which is good because the weather is vile. Absolutely disgustorous. I had considered going for a walk in the park and seeing if I could find the deer later, but so not doing that. Right, so let's take a look at the Crafty Kit Company Advent Calendar. We have number 9. Okay, ready for the rustling? Trying my best not to tear the stickers too much, because that way I can check and know which one's which when I come to look back to do them later. Floof puffing up. And today's floof. Got some browns, some sort of butterscotchy colours, a little tiny bit of orange, and this very bright mustardy yellow. So let's take a look and see what today's kit is for. Okay, I'm going to look for a full page picture. Oh no, there's no full page picture. Okay. So I don't want to show the instructions. Mince pies. Need a basket mince pies. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, that makes more sense of the colours in there. But, that'll be interesting. Okay, so that's the advent calendars for today. So let's get on with the rest of today's activities. We have a pudding to make. So the weather's still miserable. I've been doing some chores this morning, things like laundry, nothing exciting. So we're a little bit of time before lunch. I thought I'd get a bit of progress made on the cross stitch. So I've now got the first green colour on this set of leaves. So I'm going to work on getting these ones done so I can do the detail, the back stitches and stem stitches and that kind of thing on this section before I move the hoop. So I'm looking at that. I'm doing Christmas pudding this afternoon, I think, because I should have time to get that done before I need stove for dinner. That's the word. Oh God, this weather's awful. So yeah, so I'll get the pudding done before I need the stove again for dinner. As I steam my Christmas pudding, as it should be as far as I'm aware. I don't know how else you would cook it, quite frankly. I guess you could steam it in the oven, but I wouldn't. My pudding basins are plastic, so that's a definite no. So I've got the steamer out. That's ready to go. I'm just soaking my socks at the moment, and the Gradient shawl, which I'm finally going to get around to blocking. I like the size that it's at the moment, so I'm not going to be pinning it out. I'm just going to lie it flat on the area that sits behind my chair here. So I'll lie it flat on the top shelf of that once everything else is on. Then I can trim off the woven in ends and tidy up the fringe if it needs it. And once it's dry I can start using it, which would be good. So it's a good length at the moment. It's pretty much the length of from here to my waist once you include the fringe, or just past my waist. So nice sort of front coverage when I put it on, front way around, which is how I generally wear my shawls when I'm out and about. I use them like a scarf, and I like to have something that fills in that gap that happens with coats. So yeah, so that's going to be good. Yeah, I don't think the deer are going to be out in the park. I think they're going to be sheltering from the rain. So we'll go see them another day. But, they tend to hang out on the golf course. It's hilarious watching people try and play golf around them. But, yeah, okay. So I'm going to get on my cross stitch, drink my tea, and then after lunch we'll get some Christmas pudding made. Okay, so look at this progress. All the crosses are now done on the boots and the attached bit of holly. And it's starting to get a little bit dim and dusky outside. So I do still have the stem stitch, and there's some back stitch details to do around the toes of the boots as well. So we'll see if I manage to get that done before I lose the light completely. Okay, so it's been a productive day. A bit of laundry done this morning, including the hand-knit socks and the Gradient shawl, which are all drying on the heated area behind me there. That's from late cleanse, one of these dry soon ones we upgraded about a month or two ago from the tall era that fell apart every time you looked at it. Never mind moving it. This one being smaller and more sturdy, we should be able to actually get it out into the garden much more easily in the summer as well, despite the fact it's got a plug-in cord attached to it, but it'll be fine. So yeah, so that's on the go. Progress has been made on the Christmas cross stitch, and the Christmas pudding is steaming away. It's got another couple of hours still before its initial steam is done. It needs 8 hours total steaming time. So you split that into 2 and do 5 hours the day that you make it, and then on Christmas Day you need to steam it for at least 3. If it steams for longer than that, it's not a problem. So I tend to put it on quite early on, sort of late morning, round about when I'd normally have lunch, because we obviously have Christmas dinner later in the day, and then just leave it steaming until we're ready to actually eat it. Obviously, you do want to check periodically to make sure that there's still water in the bottom of the steamer. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. It's just slow. So yeah, so that's that for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, happy crafting and bye bye for now.